Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Depends on what time you will watch this video. It is afternoon right now. We are at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and here we are with our daily live show as of now. I don't promise that this would go on forever, but as the time allows, I'm very happy to come and discuss and share thoughts with you. Welcome everyone. For my Patreon members, check out my follow up to the yesterday's video, and a lot more is coming. Thank you so much for the compliments and comments. I'm going to try this weekend. Most likely Saturday, I'm going to try to go live at Patreon, and also I do have a way of chatting. If for some reason the Patreon live will have hiccups, I have a backup plan as well. So I'll post all the information. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for my new viewers and my old viewers. I have been getting so many messages from people who have been watching my videos for a long time, and I do have special appreciation for you because it is sometimes not so easy to stick to a particular person for a long time. So my heartfelt thank you to all. Welcome everyone. Let's go to today's topic. So today's topic is Ukrainian or Slavic, feminine Ukrainian woman who is family oriented, but she also wants a business or career. I would like to shed some light, share with you something you might need to know if you would be in contact with a lady like that. What do you need to know, and is it possible to balance career or business together with being a good wife, a good mother, and things of this nature? So, can you hear me? Lance, are you still here? Is my sound okay? Thank you. So, some of my subscribers asking me, Veronica, I know you talk about traditional lifestyle and things like this, but do you know if there are any ladies who actually wants to work and want a career? And once again, I want to tell you this, that absolutely there are different kinds of people. I made a video, I think, 4 types of Ukrainian women. It's maybe, I would say, 2 or 3 years ago I made that video, so that's something to consider watching again. uh, but I would say probably about half of all the Slavic people, all the feminine ladies, they do not only want to be a wife and a mother, but they also want to do their things. They want to express their talents. They want to possibly, having their own income. We're going to talk about all of this today. Well, maybe not all, but part of it definitely. So, thank you, Lance. I'm glad you can hear me. Perfect. So yes, why is that? Uh, they want to accomplish their passion. Yes, they want to express themselves. They want to use their gifts, and there is nothing wrong with that. Um, I would be honest and say my opinion on this. It is not easy to balance family life and career or your own business. It is not easy because sometimes family life can be more demanding. It depends on how many kids you have, what age they are, where you live, and things like this. And sometimes you have children. Every child is different, and every child is a full-time job if you want to do it right. But children becoming more independent. They go to kindergarten, they go sometimes to daycare. And very often what happens with Ukrainian women and, people from Eastern Europe and post-USSR countries, very often women would give up their right of their own pursuits. And yes, when you have a newborn who is a newborn, right, under a year old, it is the best if the mother is there every single day and takes care and nourishes and and nurse and all of that. But it's a little bit different when through the years children see mother only giving and giving things to them and never pursue any of her own, as if she doesn't have a personality. There are few women, few ladies, or some percentage of ladies that are just were made to be mothers. That's what they do the best. And I don't think that they would really suffer from feeling incomplete. But for very many Ukrainian ladies, Slavic ladies, or any traditional values ladies, they still have a desire to do something of their own. Maybe they are creative, maybe they have a degree they have certain passion, and it's a part of their personality, it's part of their identity. So in post-USSR reality where I grew up, a lot of times women were expected to put everything that they want to do personally on the side. Like it doesn't count. You have to completely give yourself to your family and your husband. And I know this is the reason why a lot of people attracted to our culture, but let me tell you about the downsides. As a person who grew up in a dynamic, let me tell you that the downsides could be very uh, the aftermath of not being able to live and do what you enjoy to replenish yourself or have identity or have at least somewhat independence, where your husband knows that if he is not doing the part, you can walk away. A lot of men would hold women in not very good, not very healthy relationship, but they know that she has nothing. And this is very unfair because the woman who is taking care of the child, she is not nothing. She's doing the most incredible job in the world. The woman who dedicates herself to raise a good child, that is teaching and nourishing and doing all these things, she is definitely not nothing. Raising another human being, it's a huge responsibility. But unfortunately, people who are closest to you, you take for granted. There's going to be a certain point of time for most women who are married, and if they have children, at a certain point of time, your child start asking you at about age, I would say 5 or 6, 7, Mom, what do you do? Because in school, if the child goes to school, in school there are children talking about their moms, about their dads, what they do, what occupations they have. And I had a friend, she was a homestay mom for a long time. She was doing a tremendous job with her children, but she told me when her daughter was about 7 or 8, she was asking her every day what work does she do, except for being a stay-at-home mom. And I feel that our children want to be proud of us as parents. Our children want basically to brag to other children about their parents, about their mom or dad, both of them. So sometimes I believe that it's possible to balance things, depends on the timing. I believe that it's possible to balance career and a business in raising children, depending on the timing. Of course, if you have a newborn and this newborn is 2 months old and you have to go back to work, to actual work environment, I personally think it's it's cruel, because this child needs you right now. There is nothing like mother when it's a newborn child. If you have to go to work, when I came to United States, and I would sometime later I would bring my son for just a little time for daycare. I would see those teeny weeny little children there, infants, newborns, because their mother has to go to work, and that is devastating to me. I think that when you have such a treasure, I would not even trust. There is not a person in the world I would even trust to take care of 2 months old baby of mine. There is no way in the world, not even to my mother. Nope. There is a reason why you were honored with a child. You have to, they're absolutely helpless, and as a mother you instinctively feel what they need, and men often do not have specific things that a newborn need. There is a reason, why women produce breast milk and not men. There is a reason for it. There is a certain closeness, there is a certain nourishment that is expected for a child to get it. So that's why I do think it's cruel when the woman needs to or has to, leave her child to go to work early on. Now, if she works from home, if she creates something, if she has a service, or maybe she does certain crafts, or maybe, she's able. Oh, Jesus Christ! Just a minute. She's able to work from home. Sorry, guys. Here's my frustration. So yes, she could combine it. She knows when her child naps, and it does give you certain confidence. I want to share, when my son was about a year, maybe, I don't know, 10 months old or something like that, I felt that need to go out and, and dress and have some adult time. And I was working one day a week at a boutique. It was a little, like a retro shop, that it was really fun, and I felt, okay, I'm still a beautiful woman. I'm not only a mother. I'm not attachment to my son. Because you do feel a little bit as an attachment to your son, or or your little child, because you are basically the lifeline. All right, so this is the early childhood things. Yes, as a woman, you want sometimes to go out, you want sometimes to see some people, you want to have that, but probably your focus is your child. So I don't believe that you can combine, raising a healthy child, and I don't believe that you can leave an infant and go to a corporate work and spend their 8 hours and be a great mother. No, I do not believe in this, because there is a psychological need, neurological need, emotional need, and physical need for the mother when the child is that early, under 1 year old, for sure. So I do not believe that at this moment you can combine things, but especially if you work for somebody and you need to be somewhere. So there is no more priorities than your child, because his life literally depends on you. So that's just my personal opinion, and I'm sharing this with you guys, and you're welcome to share to share your thoughts about it. But later on, what happens later on? A lot of times it works out that the mother is starting to really live in mostly for the children, for the husband, And the crisis that often comes to the family is that as a mother, you don't get validation from any other place. So, your social circle, maybe you see some friends, maybe not. It depends. Of course, if you do, it's a plus. But there is also this feeling of, self validation and validation from others. In this case, when you know that you creating possibly needed service for somebody, when you know that you are executing your gifts, your talents, your skills, or you're just doing something, you have your own time, you get validation beyond your husband and your children. Sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes we treat our closest person, people, the worst. Let's face it, we don't notice that, okay, the dinner is made, the house is sparkling clean, the child is taken care of. A lot of husbands, especially in post-USSR, presume that the house gets cleaned on its own, that the children are doing fine on their own. And a lot of times they really starting to believe that their wife is lazy because she stays at home. And when you don't get that validation, a lot of women go into depression. They feel that they lost themselves. They feel that they are not beautiful anymore, that they lost their social skills, that they do not bring value, even though they do bring value every single day. But a lot of times they are not noticed because it happens every single day. So as if you are a good husband, a good provider, and every week you have deposit going to the account and you pay for the mortgage and you pay for all the important things, sometimes you don't get a thank you also because it's expected of you. But you accomplish in your career, you're doing things outside of the home, so you get validation from your job, your business, your career, your studies. Men usually doing better with that. Usually men's life is not changed as much as women's life change with children. Let's just face it, even in US. Usually you are your life changes and nobody even asking you about it. It's a very difficult, it's mentally challenging when you are you as a caretaker of small children. It's mentally challenging because before that you used to be an adult, you used to have social life, you used to also have some kind of professional acknowledgement. And a lot of times for post-USSR reality especially, this goes away for about 3 years at least, sometimes longer. So what is the solution, and is it possible? And will it hurt your relationship, with Ukrainian lady? Will it, or any feminine lady for that matter? I know a lot of people watching this channel just to understand women's nature better. So I really think that it's possible to balance. I believe that you can combine, you can combine things, but everything depends on timing and on priorities at this moment. We live in an incredible time when you can be work full time from your home or from your own office at the times you want. We are living in a time when if you willing to self-develop yourself, if you're willing to keep growing, uh, you can find time. We living in a world of online studying. We living in a world of online classes. We living in a world when you can provide service. There are many options, and I'm considering making a video about the ideas of top 10 careers and business ideas where Slavic women can be especially successful and satisfied. So I definitely believe it's possible. When the woman have a place for her to execute, her gifts, her talents, her skills, life is more fulfilled. Once again, she feels that she is not only a servant. I don't care what you say, but if you are home and you doing a lot of housework, you do feel that is it really the only one thing you are good at? You have those thoughts. Even if you are, maybe you study early child development, maybe you are a professional educator, maybe you are just brilliant with children, maybe you have all those gifts and talents, but if you only serve, uh, for majority of people of women, that is hard. You start to lose yourself. You also has less things to talk about, and unfortunately very often husbands lose interest. That is my observation, once again, post USSR reality, because they know, okay, I'm gonna come home, she's gonna tell me about the diapers and the dishes and other stuff, and it's not always the most exciting thing, even though it is important and it's vital for children to have all this care. But a lot of times men lose interest to women who only interested in home life, because there is not more any more new topics, because they feel like they know everything about you already. That familiarity breeds contempt, and you've been taken for granted, you've been overlooked, and it's not the same when you have something that you're really passionate about. You have your own time as a woman, you have time to recharge, and you have time to add. Life sometimes it's like a big chest drawers, chest full of drawers, and every drawer have some meaning, some information. So the more drawers there that filled with joy and satisfaction and being useful for other people, it enriches our life. So when the woman lives enriched life, it brings a lot of positive things. You don't know what she's gonna tell you today. What is her, what was new in her business, what was new in her day. She has a lot more uh, interesting things to bring to the conversation, and it's never boring, because there is always something, and you have more reasons to be proud of your lady, of your wife, of the mother of your children. You have more reasons to be proud, and it just adds that variety and adds a lot of good things, I believe, especially that kids have tendency to grow up. So a lot of times in post-USSR reality, when children grow up, a lot of women don't know what to do. They have an empty, and sometimes the husbands decide that, what, the kids are grown, I'm gone. It happens too. So, and she facing this emptiness, for real emptiness, and not being able, not even know, she doesn't even know what color does she like, what she likes to do, because it's always been about other people. And women are natural caretaker and nurturers, so it's very easy to completely focus on others and completely let go of yourself. Once again, for us as women, it's really easy to focus on others overly and completely let go of ourselves. And for children need us time-wise a little bit less as they grow up. They want to have they want to go do their sports activities, they want to play with their friends, they want to have their own time. And if as a mother you always into their business, they will start to hate you. They also once again want to have more reasons to respect you. They want to be interested, they want to be proud of you. I can tell you that children know when you are doing more things in life, and when you are appreciated as a mother, they are proud of you. They brag about you, but also it gives them the sense that you are a role model as well. They look at you and they copy you. And I, as much as I believe that nothing replace nothing replace mother's love, nothing replace mother's care, nothing replace, homemade cooked meal. But as your children grow and becoming, as just Lance just mentioned, and becoming more independent, you have more time for yourself. You can still have all these wonderful home traditions, but you can also develop you, because once again, if you have daughters or even sons, they look at you, they look that their mother is feminine woman, that she is caring and nurturing, but also she is smart, she has her own. I'm very big advocate for running your own business for obvious reasons, but there is many other options. You can be working for somebody, you can be doing things, working with other people, and you can working with other people in your business, or there is nothing wrong with whatever brings joy and satisfaction. But there is something about that woman that is radiant, the woman that's not worrying about making the, how to say this, making the beauty shots in her face, and worrying about that kind of stuff. That when she's radiant, when her beauty comes from within, and she keeps bringing happiness and satisfaction. An unhappy woman cannot bring happiness to the family. Unfortunately, I observed a lot of women that served, that were very dedicated to their families, but on the outside it looks like perfect family, but on the inside they never got to do things they want to do, and they were not. You cannot teach somebody happiness, or you cannot bring happiness to your loved people if you are unhappy. It's impossible. That's why I really think that there is something that Ukrainian women can learn from American women, is to pay attention to what you want to do. Because, once again, it is important to pay attention to your soul needs and desires. It is, because without it, you betraying yourself, and you are not of a great service to others. Even if on the surface it looks like you're checking all the boxes, but emotional connection with your children and love cannot be pure from the person that denying herself everything she wants to do. If you deny on yourself everything you want to do and everything you want to be, and you hate being where you are, there is something needs to be changed. So I see all your comments, guys. I'm trying to stay on the topic because a lot of people listening the recording, and therefore I want to keep the speech clear. But now I'm ready for a little discussion. Hey everyone, let's have a great day. Let's see. Bill Hubbard, how are you? How are you doing today? Thank you for joining. Lance, thank you for all your comments and compliments. I appreciate that. Yeah, Lance is saying she needs to know she can accomplish life even without a man by her side. Yes, because, we love men, we appreciate men, we respect men, but, things change. Things sometimes we hit with a bad news, sometimes you have a health issue, sometimes you decide that we are not the right for you. And so by knowing that your wife, the woman you love, she's going to be okay even if something happens to you, that she is not helpless, that she is not a person that is not capable, it gives you confidence. You see her in a different light. You are proud of her. And it's really important to know that your wife is going to be okay if something happens to you, especially for those of you guys that are older and you have a younger wife. You know that you're not going to get old at the same time. So it's possible that she will have to figure things out. And it's nice to have that confidence that she is with you because she wants to be with you, and not because you are the only way she can make it in this life. So I totally agree with that. It's just a good feeling, confidence, true confidence, not arrogance, but true confidence have never hurt nobody, right? Yes, double negative. I know it's incorrect, but I like it sometimes. Let's see. Okay. Lance saying, my friend Ksenia works and is a wonderful mother. It can be done. Yes, it can be done for sure. Eddie Powell. Hello, Eddie. At the way things are going, men will choose to stay home until women go out and do what they... What? Yeah, I don't think this kind of equality is a greatest idea in the world. What? Eddie, I think you're in a bad mood today. I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Okay, I'm gonna try again to read the comment. At the way things are going, men will choose to stay home. Well, good luck with that. Until women go out and do what they were at for thousands of years instead. There would be equality then. See how long that lasts. Well, anger at women does not help, Eddie. Every family should decide what they want to do. If men stay home and women go out to work, and I know it happens for many people, it's not, for the most part, it's not going to last very long. Also, the less kids men produce, the more businesses that involve kids, which are mostly female job, will collapse. Do you speak English? I know I speak with accent and my English is not perfect, but when you're trying to form a thought, it's really all the words mixed together. I really don't know what you're trying to say. So, sorry. Hi Renee, hi Bill. Good, glad you're doing well. It's a beautiful day here too. So, sorry guys, sometimes when you write a comment, there are commas and exclamation points, and also there are some grammar rules. I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect. I'm not, but it's hard to understand what exactly you're saying. A lot of people are very, very negative, and they involved in this gender war. But I think at this point, for us, it's important to see what could be done instead of just being mad of what cannot be done and put everybody down. I sometimes get a little bit irritated seeing that people are so much into criticizing the other genders. I really think that both genders really need each other, and and equally as important. Period. So it's your decision if you wanna dedicate your life to see why things cannot work, or if you want to see how things could work and how to make them beautiful, because we only got one shot. We only have one life, one shot. So your life will become a reflection of your beliefs. If you believe that all women are corrupt and useless, and and things like this. That's probably will be their reality. If some women believes that all men are cheaters and all of that, that would be their reality. um, you have to pick your battles, right? Is it choose your battles, right? So that's just my thoughts. I don't come on the live shows and put and give my heart to you guys and my time to try to stir up more problems. I love talking about what's good left, what good can be built, what are the solutions, how we can see beauty in each other, how we can encourage each other, how we can enjoy this life more. That's how we can understand also each other's mentalities better. That is my goal. There are plenty of negative channels, and they are open. Gregory Rivera says he is not making sense. Yeah, it was not very well written message, so I'm not trying to put anybody down. But if you want to make a point, it has to be a little bit more defined so I can actually read it and understand what you mean. Yes, and please, I do not welcome on this channel, negative and very aggressive things about either of genders. I mean, you can find that everywhere, you know. You can find negativity. Uh, the most popular videos are the most negative. So if you want to do that, go ahead. Somebody's saying that my sound is not very good. Can you guys hear me? By the way, I'm looking for a mic that works with an iPad. I bought a few mics and they were not very good at all. I'm also working on some more things, guys. So, not gonna tell you. Rick is saying, I cannot see the video nor can I hear it. Well, maybe you should log in again. Miranda Renee saying, I agree with you. Thank you so much. I don't, I'm not trying to be right. I'm not trying to convince somebody. Just giving you guys a perspective on things, right? I will consider recording a video about ideas, and I have a network of Russian and Ukrainian friends who have different occupations and different careers, or a lot of them have their own little business. And I'm going to share with you some ideas. There are certain occupations that we have just natural talents for. By we, I mean, post-USSR people. So, what do you think about today's topic? I know that I do talk a lot about traditional values, and Ukrainian ladies, post-USSR women, Slavic ladies, Eastern European people, they always count and see you as a provider, as a leader, as man that, makes a difference. But it doesn't mean that they do not want to express themselves. It doesn't mean that they do not want to tap into their talents. I can tell you, when you do what you love, you are never truly tired or frustrated. Well, you can be tired, but it's a good kind of tired. I've got a comment yesterday, and I got several comments from people saying, "Oh my gosh, you've been recording so many videos, and how I hope you won't go crazy." And I want to tell you, no. When you love what you do, yes, you do need to recharge at times. You need to disconnect. You need to take time off. But when you truly enjoy, when your heart is in what you do, you are never at a losing side. You are never angry. You are never dissatisfied. Yes, you have problems, you have issues. When you work with people, you're going to have problems and issues. But if your heart is into what you do, it only helps you to open up and become a better person. When you have a purpose, When you walk into your purpose, whether you are a man or a woman, whatever it is, your life is already fulfilled. And the people that appear in your life, they are side effect of things that you do. So what I love about occupations and creative ideas and being of help to others, that is it is always available for you. You might have a crisis in your relationship, you might have a difficult time, you might have some health issues, emotional issues, but when you know that every day you helping somebody, you making a difference, you are recovering, you charging, you are closer to yourself. You are rediscovering yourself. You are recreating yourself. You can never go wrong, basically, with doing things that come to you naturally and when you know you're good at that. So there are many things that people, immigrants who come from another countries can be successful at. And most of the things I'm going to talk about in some of my next videos might even not be that conventional, but it will have both sides, more of a career job and business and self-development. So there are different variations, different options. I think the worst thing in life is then we let ourselves die. We function, we walk around, we feed the children, we talk on the phone, we're doing certain things, but we truly let ourselves die. We are on automation, we live life on autopilot. I believe that is the worst scenario for a man or a woman or whoever you are. A lot of times people so not so much forgetting their who they are, and that they have a right to be self express themselves, that you becoming just this attachment uh, to other people. And you hear this from the person that truly believes in family values and traditional way of things. But I believe that every person have individuality and personality. So yes, exactly. That's a beautiful. Okay, I think that is. I'm gonna end with this. Thank you, Survivor. Proverbs 31. Who can find who can find a virtuous woman? For her for her price is far above the rubies. That's exactly true. So don't forget to look at lady's heart. Don't forget to find out who she is, what she loves to do, what she dreams about, what she is great at. Um, how can you help her to rediscover her talents? A lot of Ukrainian women are very self critical. They do not even believe that they have talents. They are very, very self conscious, and the amount of knowledge and wisdom and skill some of our women have is unbelievable. Yet, they do not know that these skills and qualities could be um, highly and deeply appreciated by others. So a lot of times it's a discovery for many ladies that they bring in incredible value to the relationship. Bill Howard is saying, and when we find a virtuous woman, let's build her up. You don't need to build her up. This is a very masculine and very manly, thing. Let's build. You can let her blossom. You can. I know what you mean, but I'm just saying about the word. She doesn't need to be built up. She can just flourish and blossom. That's what she needs to do because she is a flower. You can build yourself up so you have a good opportunity to let her thrive. Women thrive in the right environment. You can, if you tell compliments a lady every day, if you see her beauty, if you believe in it, if you deeply believe in it, she will thrive. She will show all her colors. You know how in spring all the flowers are blossom and you just don't even know it's like magical. Like for example in Michigan here the winters are brutal, but the spring is magical. And it just blossoms when she feels your love and your support. Boy, she does not need no beauty shots and plastic surgeries. It's eternal. How shall I say this? It's eternal source of inspiration. You have no idea how man with eyes, with love in his eyes and adoration, what it does to females chemistry. And so is the other way, vice versa is correct as well. It works the same as well. Because when you come home and you have a woman who adores you, who admires you for your strengths, for you being there, for you not needing her to be a mom, for you when you are when you know that she loves to she enjoys your company, she's waiting for you to come, she's proud of you, she believes in you. And it's not always that she says these things, you feel those things, you feel needed, you feel appreciated, you feel desired. It does just the same to you, just as much. Your confidence, your motivation, your strengths multiplies. You discover things about yourself you never knew you were capable of. And that is the sign of harmony. A lot of people stay in the miserable relationships and they are stay in it, trying to drag it, and it's dead. It's dead. There is no more energy. And there is no fruits, but they still feel bad that, oh, what we're gonna do when it does not bring no fruit, when it doesn't multiply anything, when it's just sort of walk of shame, when the doors are closed. It's unhealthy. How do you know? The healthy relationships also have conflicts of interest. You have bad days, you have sad days, you have emotional days, but you know the value that you bring to each other, and that is a beautiful thing. What do you guys think? I'm in a spring mood. Even though we have snow, today is officially a second or third snow day and a second snow day in a row. But I'm wearing a pink sweater, so I've decided it's spring. I love white, the color white, white furs and stuff like that. But I also love wearing bright things in winter because sometimes it can get gray. So you women are great mood creators. Women carry the most impact on emotional health of a relationship and on the mood, on the state of the union. We do know this magic. We can change everything with red lipstick or pink sweater or whatever it is. We do have this power. We were created to make things beautiful. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining the stream. Thank you guys for the kind words. I appreciate that. Thank you. Build her up as in fit positivity into her life. You cannot actually, if she is not positive person herself, your positivity can be inspiring, but if she is not positive, I would not have your hopes high. So as if very uplifting and upbeat woman with a man who is not positive, uh, it's not necessarily the best combination, because when somebody have a higher level of energy and another person has lower, and it's always lower, the person who is higher always goes down. You always have to go on the same level, because you can't talk to somebody when you are this high and she's that low, or the other way around. You always need to balance. So if somebody, it has to be a decision of the other person to stop being um to stop being like a victim or an upset person or a sad sack. If somebody is a sad sack in a relationship, it's very, very difficult. I'm telling you that from experience. But if you are a source of positivity, I agree, Bill. If you are a source of positivity, you cannot go wrong with that, because no matter what's going on in the outer world, you have to keep on positive, because that is the fuel of everything good. Thank you so very much for being with me. I hope that was an inspiring and insightful live video for you. My schedule is changing a little bit, so it's possible that it won't be an everyday daytime show, but I'll come when I can. Possibly will announce when I know that I'll go live, but it's always enjoyable. Thank you so very much, and I will see you soon.